It's a vote that's further straining ties between Turkey and the Netherlands. Dutch lawmakers have passed a motion recognizing the 1915 killings of Armenians under Ottoman rule as genocide. Turkey denies there was ever a campaign against Armenians specifically, but acknowledges that there were killings on all sides during the First World War. The Dutch government has been quick to contain the political fallout, saying it would recognize the 1915 events as genocide only if the UN does so. Turkey condemned the vote, with its foreign ministry saying the decision is not legally binding. Both countries currently don't have ambassadors in their respective capitals. Last year, a plane carrying Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu was denied a landing permit by Dutch authorities. They also barred Family Minister Fatma Kaya from entering the Turkish consulate in Rotterdam. And joining me now to discuss this further is political commentator, our very own Selim Atalay. Thank you so much. What do the Dutch have against the Turks in this particular instance?
It's ridiculous. Why now? Why them? They're a little bit late in history, too late for politics. It's quite confusing.
Why is this such a sensitive issue for Turkey?
Well, it is a sensitive issue. The history and the past is there and the future is here. And still, using this issue as a political tool has been the game we've seen around the world for some time. It's a political game for certain lobbies pressuring certain governments, and certain governments just decide that they need to annoy Turkey, and there's this game going on just in Europe currently, which is annoy Turkey game. And apparently the Dutch don't have enough economic interests in Turkey. That's puzzling. On the way here, I was low on gas, and on my way there was a certain Dutch-related station. I avoided that. I went to the next station. Now that first station is also fully Turkish. That's ironic. But how long the Dutch are going to play this game?
Let me break it down for you.
Sure.
This is we have Ömer Çelik, sure, the Turkey's EU minister. This is what he had to say in this whole feud.
Sure.
We would like the Netherlands, a country that has utmost responsibility in the Srebrenica genocide, that has made many mistakes and has great responsibility regarding the genocide, to act more carefully. The decision has no validity for Turkey.
That was Ömer Çelik there, the Turkey's EU minister. This is what the Dutch government had to say. The foreign minister, Sigrid Kaag, told a Dutch television channel the government will not follow the judgment of the parliament, urging utmost caution when applying the term genocide to past events. This cabinet wants to be very careful about relations with Turkey, which have been better. So the Dutch government does seem aware of the consequences of
a ridiculous excuse. Where's the Dutch government originating from? It's the same parliament, it's their government, which is also ironic. Again, another irony that it took the Dutch 208 days to establish a coalition government, and they just very recently did that. And one of the first things that they can think of as a policy implementation is to bring this issue into the game. Just
let me play the devil's advocate.
Sure.
All right. There's a strong anti-Turkey sentiment, not just in the Netherlands, but also you see it in Germany, other places as well. Is there anything that Turkey could have done better?
It's not only an anti-Turkey sentiment, it's an anti-Islam sentiment that they are confusing. I think the Western politicians are confusing this. They think if they egg on Turkey, they'll just be saved from the rest of the Islamic community. It's not true. Everyone is watching how Turkey is being treated. Turkey is supposed to be an EU partner, right? Turkey is supposed to be the ally. Turkey is supposed to be this and that. And negating all those commitments and just turning against Turkey, this whole thing started with the Netherlands about their childish games back in referendum of April last year, Turkish referendum. They just suddenly decided to be a party in that referendum. They
stopping the family minister from entering the Turkish consulate.
High-level EU standards cannot handle a Turkish minister holding a meeting with a few hundred Turks, and Dutch security cannot handle that. That was all ridiculous. So they started this. And then in a larger picture, what is the Dutch government doing about what's going on in Ghouta? What are they doing in Syria? What are they doing to prevent the carnage in Syria? So this is just ridiculous game that they're playing.
Salim, you've been avoiding certain Dutch products. Are you planning on avoiding any others?
Well, again, economy matters the most, right? And while stepping this, the Dutch must have considered, and I hope they did, about the economic consequences, about the projects in Turkey, about tenders in Turkey, about the consumer reaction in Turkey, avoiding, sure, lots of Dutch products can be avoided, even tulips. But by the way, tulips are Turkish.
On that note, thank you so much, Selim Atalay.